Hi, so today I'm doing a video which is a follow-up of my other video on relationship limbo, and it was so well received, so I thought I'd just do a continuation of it. And this is more, how to talk to a guy when you are in relationship limbo. And relationship limbo is, that really gray area where you don't really know if you guys are exclusively dating or if, you can call what this is boyfriend and girlfriend. So, that stage where everyone knows who you're seeing, but you're not really sure, if you can say, my boyfriend and I went out to the markets last week, for example. So this is how you can start the conversation. Number one is find out what a relationship means to him. So many people have different ideas of what a relationship should be. One person could think that a relationship is one that's conflict-free, people all get along swimmingly and there are never any fights. And so the moment there's a conflict, they kind of run because it's like, well, it's not how they define a relationship, so it must not be a real thing, or it must not be a good thing that they want to pursue. So you want to find out what a relationship means to him. So for example, if you guys decided that you're in a relationship and he thinks that a relationship is one where you can see other people, then you're probably on different pages. So it's really important to know what being in a relationship means to your guy. If it's just a label, but he's willing to put in the commitment, then it doesn't really matter, for example. Then the second thing to do is understand what your needs are in a relationship. So this is something that a lot of women miss and men miss in the beginning because, they get so caught up in, the fun part of a relationship that when things kind of settle down after that 5-6 month mark, all of a sudden that they're not maybe getting as much attention as they were before, or the dynamics of a relationship changes, and all of a sudden they don't feel as secure and confident in a relationship, and they need a guy to reassure them. This stuff isn't communicated in the beginning of the relationship, and as a result, when the dynamics of a relationship change, they don't have the security they at first felt when when you just kind of hooked on each other with endorphins, and you get caught up in the excitement of a relationship. So it's really important to understand what your needs are. So if you need a guy to be there all the time for you, and you need a guy who supports you in the day-to-day and is in constant contact, then you need to specify that in the beginning of the relationship so that there's no misunderstanding, so that everybody's needs are met. Now, I know telling a guy that you need to be touching base every so often during the day can be daunting, but there are men out there who prefer that in a communication style. So I'm not saying all of them, but if you, for example, you need independence in a relationship and you need alone time and you need a certain number of days in the week to do your own thing, it's really important that you communicate that in the beginning so that the guy doesn't feel like you're pulling away if all of a sudden you say you want to spend the weekend with your girlfriends. So it's kind of like just setting expectations, which is what you should do in every relationship anyway. So the third part is, you can communicate your needs and ask for what you need. A lot of people are really scared to ask for what they want because they're afraid of how they'll sound, or they're afraid they'll freak the person out. But there are different ways to say it so that you're not accusing them of not doing anything, and you're not going in a place where you're attacking them for not doing something. You're just telling them simply what you need. And this type of stuff we go through in my Goodbye Casual Dating course. Then the last part is you really, really want to figure out, where you stand in a relationship, and, where is this going kind of question you want to ask. So the best thing to do is approach it so that you ask a question and you get an open-ended answer. So you can say and lead with what you want, and you can say something along the lines of, I've been having a really great time with you, and I don't think I want to see anyone else anymore. What do you think? So by going first and telling him what you want, you're already setting up an area of rejection-free zone. So he already knows that you want to be more than friends and more than just dating, that you want to be in a relationship. And asking him an open-ended question gives him time to think about it and answer with honesty. It kind of creates space for him to talk about it. And the number one tip when you're asking this type with these type of questions is to just wait. Wait for the person to answer the question. So many times I see women, overcompensate for those silences in a relationship, in a conversation. So, for example, they could ask the question, and the guy is still thinking the answer, and then they could jump in and say, "Oh, you're probably too busy, and you don't have to answer this if you want to." But he's really just thinking of the answer. So give him a chance to answer, because what he tells you in that will tell you a lot about where he wants to take the relationship. So you can hear it in his tone and what he's saying. And what you want to remember is to create a safe space. So and I'm talking about emotional space for the guy to answer this question. So make it known that you're not there to judge and that you accept whatever answer he's going to give you. So there's so much I can talk about when it comes to relationship limbo. It's that really tricky part of the relationship where I call relationship probation, because if you pass the 6-month mark, there's a good chance that your relationship will go the distance. But at the 3 to 6 month mark, it's a little bit fragile, because two people are deciding whether or not to take a relationship to the next level. And some bits can be tricky to navigate depending on your relationship style, how you define relationships, and the other person dating history. So you're not just thinking about yours, but you're thinking about his, and the two kind of have to merge together. So I cover a lot about this in my Goodbye Casual Dating course. You can check it out. If you have any more questions about the relationship limbo, I'd love to answer them. So just leave a comment. If you like this video and you want more, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.